How's it going? My beautiful brothers and sisters of existence. Because here we are again existing. And that's pretty fucking nuts. Pretty nuts. I just wanted to come on here and just ask, like, a question, right? Let's say we were designing, or let's say we were creating a robot. All right. Now, how would we design this robot? What would be the best robot we could ever try to fathom of creating, right? Just even like from our human mind, whatever our mind is, what is the greatest way, the best robot we could ever think of? I mean, obviously it's very subjective, as everything is. But if I were to be designing a robot, and let's say that it's not just for like slave labor, because like, my God, that's what everybody's mind goes to is, if I'm designing a robot, it's gonna be my bitch and it's gonna control everything for me, right? It's gonna clean the house and do the dishes. That's what most people would probably think, in my opinion. But let's say we were creating one to not be just a slave, but to create it in a way that was almost like, we're going to create this robot to basically be the same as what we are in some essence, right? Try our best and damnedest to make it a sentient being, right? What would we do? You know, I think of it all the time, and I try to think of it in so many ways that would somehow equate it, or to make it, you know, even comparable to what we are as existent beings. Even like trying to make it comparable is like hard to do, because in my mind I think of it in an aspect of like metals. So it would be like steel, or would it be carbon fiber? Like, what type of metal would the robot be? You know, because no matter what you say, there's not a type of material that we know of, to my knowledge, that is remotely close to what our material is that we are, right? I've said it a million times, like, our skin regenerates, bro. I can't think of a way that we would be able to make our robot be able to heal itself. I couldn't figure it out, you know? Not only that, but if I wanted to create a robot and I wanted it to, you know, be sentient, be a free, you know, somehow make the robot free thinking, almost give it like an amnesic state to where it wouldn't know how it was conceived and brought into the experience, and that it didn't really know a way to differentiate itself from what other beings are. Like, how would I program its mind, or program its system and its everything, and just everything about it, to not know that it was created by us, and that it just existed amongst us, and it was just normal? How would you go about doing such a thing, right? How would you go about making the robot full sentient, full cognizant, and aware of its own consciousness in some essence, to what our knowledge is of our consciousness, of us having that thing in us that just lets us know that we're observing. Like, it's not like we're existing, but we're observing the existence within the same, you know, like we're cognizant of our existence. Like, we're doing it, like we're experiencing time, and we're just like seeing it, and we know we're doing it, which is insane, because you really can't put that the psyche aspect of our existence. How do you even quantify it? Like, you're literally controlling an entire vessel, and you're aware of that, while simultaneously having thoughts in your mind, having the possibilities to produce sound waves and vibrations out of your vessel to create words and sounds. How would we go about designing that robot to be anywhere near that? I mean, really think about it. Like, we have the phones, and the phones can have AI, and AI can talk to you. which is very, powerful stuff. It's insane that it's doing that. But it's not nowhere near the same as every single little detail of what we are that does what we do. Like the vessel for the AI would be like what? The phone? Because it's the vessel that it speaks out of is the phone, or it's the computer screen. And these things, as they are powerful, do they necessarily compare to what we are in any way, shape, or form? Do you really put that much power and stake into this thing that we call AI, whatever that even artificial intelligence? It's like, where's the disconnect in the programming of like so much power, doom and gloom, Terminator, Matrix ass fucking power in our own mental planes that we give these things is truly remarkable to me. Because, dude, I'm the vessel that even allows this thing to even have anything to say. Without me asking the AI or talking to the AI or programming the AI or any of these words on our robot that we're creating, how does it do or get to any of these places? Can I make the robot and program the robot to have a sexual organ that can then see? Now we're talking about the duality of this and the gender from man and woman. How do I make it? Can I make the robot procreate? Can I make the robot taste food? Can I make the robot perceive an infinite amount of color palette? Can I make the robot, really understand and perceive the levels of dimensions of what's actually going on around it? Can I? Is that possible for me to really make this thing full sentient, regenerative skin, has emotions, knows the difference between what we would perceive as right and wrong, which is subjective. Turn that down, sorry. I'm on lunch break. Could I do it? Could we do it? I know I'm kind of tangenting. I know I'm kind of going off of in a totally different area, but I have a reason that I'm saying all these things, I really think about things like this all the time. Because this is how I am. This is what I think about. I don't just exist in this place that we live in with all the tyranny going on around us from our governments and all the chaos that's being shown to us 24/7 and all the wars and all the potential wars that are happening all the time, just to simply keep us from realizing how insanely unquantifiable, magical, any word you ever wanted to try to say about what you are, it takes you away from that because your mind's always caught in loops of looking and observing at all the potentials, and then you're looking and observing and you're opposing the opposite take of whatever your take is on the craziness, right? And I'm no better. I do the same things, but I always come back to this. I always just say, well, I don't really care, it's all love and it's all grace and it's all like it's prayers out to the victims and any victimhood, any just bullshit going on in this world. Like, it's happening. There is bad shit going on to a lot of people. And, it happens all the time. It's happened all throughout, I would say it's happened for a long time now. I have no idea the truth of anything. All I can say is that it's clear as day that there is some sick ass motherfuckers out there. But there's also a lot of absolutely amazing, divine, to me, the average of what we are has to be leaning more towards good. But through all the programming, it might lean, maybe, who knows really what the average would be between good and bad and the subjective the subjective good and bad of the world. It's probably leaning a little bit, it seems what they want us to think is in the bad, but I think that there's more good in the world than there is bad. I think that most people are good. And even if they're not good, I think that they're going through something in their experience that has either put them in this place of being bad, or someone convinced them that they were bad, so they stayed bad. Their mind was just, programmed to think that they're bad, But neither here nor there, it is what it is. Basically, what I'm saying though is in this experience that we're living, we for some reason, as what we are, which is, dude, I'm a vessel, okay? You're a vessel. We all are vessels of existence. We are, to my knowledge, from what I observe in this realm, we are truly a remarkable, very intelligent, designed mechanism that has the capabilities and power to literally destroy this entire realm. Or we can literally enlighten the entire motherfucker, take care of everything and everyone within it. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000,000%. I can just feel it in my bones. Now, if you oppose that, by all means, I'm not here to argue with you. That's your reality. That's how you perceive it. Doom and gloom. I'm not here to argue with people like that anymore. It is what it is. I'm not here to get all emotional and, like I did with my last video with the whole Stephen Hawking's fucking pussy ass shit. I'm not going to do all that, Like, I do that and I get emotional like that because I truly feel the way that I talk. I'm not just saying these things to say them. I think that we're very, very powerful beings of existence. You could never even try to quantify or make another one of what we are. You couldn't. That's how fucking insane we are. And it really makes me mad that I exist in this realm and the majority of people don't think that we're this magnificent thing. They don't even care. They let life and the system and society boggle them down so much that they won't even take a second to just look at the positives in life and what they are and what they have to do. When you start looking at the little things that you are, which none of them are little by any stretch of the means, you're literally the most insane technologically advanced thing in this realm, period, bar none. Period, to me. If you would just take a look at what it is, how you have two eyes to literally perceive dimensions and colors, and you really take that in. I mean, seriously understand that your brain is doing that. And that is insane, bro. You'll realize a whole lot more about yourself. You'll take the care of the self, realizing that let's put it into religion terms and in spirituality terms, you have a soul and a spirit, okay? With that soul and spirit, your flesh, which is this skin suit and what you're doing, you can affect that. And you should be enlightening and making it, you want to basically say, okay, if spirit was God and spirit's within me, which is God, and God is literally just the energy that's allowing me to exist, but it's almost like it's its own entity observing what I'm doing with my vessel and my body through my soul. Wouldn't I want to give that spirit, which gives me energy and life, all of the grace and love that I could by taking care of what this is in the best of my ability? Wouldn't you think so? Like, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that I'm aligning to anything over here. I just look at life this way. I have spirit inside. That is source code energy God. I am the soul, which is my little piece that's like the divine part of it. And then here's my physical vessel, the man that I am. And what I'm doing through my soul and physical is being observed by the spirit, which we all have. All of us. I don't talk about people like they're lesser. I don't call people NPCs. I don't call people nothing. I don't say that I'm this chosen thing. I don't do none of that shit that other people do. It doesn't even make sense to me. We all are existing right now. How am I not? How are you not? How is this person not and that person not chosen, not loved, not has spirit literally residing in them to make them fucking be this existent being that is spectacular and magical? I'm this way, bro, because it's like I think like this, live like this, and I am this. But then I look around and I see most people, they don't even because we're stuck in so much fuckery right now within this realm that most people cannot distinguish things and they cannot get over things, so they turn to alcohol, drugs, fucking, fornication, and we all do it. I'm no better. I do a lot of this shit too. I'm never going to say that, but I'm just saying I'm very cognizant of what's happening, how I do poison myself, and how I do it to numb the feelings of this some of the bad stuff here, right? But I also am very much so empowering of myself. I work out. I eat the best that I can most of the time. I talk very good to myself pretty much 24/7 because that's the secret. That's how you do it. That's how you fucking change your entire mind and your entire worldview. This is how, in my opinion, if you wanted to label something, if you wanted to put words on it, all I can say is, I can't really say it about myself because then that's egotistical, but I just know what I know, bro. I feel good about how I think. I feel good about me. I love me. which in turn lets me love literally everybody else because I look at everybody else as the same as me, which is a divine, magical, fucking created and engineered being of existence that can do a multitude of amazing things, man. And then in this realm, it's like, well, there's aliens and there's demons and angels and there's AI and all, and then your mind is then absorbed within all of these different entities and beings that you're like creating in your mind, that you create by believing in them, by thinking this way. Okay? I'm not gonna say any of them are not real or not real, because what is real and not real? Like when you really think about anything ever, you have to realize what is real or not real. Are you real? Are you not real? What does it even mean? Or can you just simply say to yourself, I somehow am aware of my existence, whatever existence was, whether it was computer program that I'm in, simulation, matrix, I'm real, floating through infinite space, and that's what I am. Or I'm on a flat earth created with the dome over it by God. None of them matter, okay? As soon as you align with one and pick it, that is going to be your reality. That is literally how you're going to perceive your existence. Because trust me, I've done them. I grew up just like everybody else, believing in the globe earth. I'm infinite space. I don't know, maybe. I looked at the flat earth stuff. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I've never looked. I've never been to the edge. I've never been in space. I look at it from a perspective of all my mental plane of existence, and I realize every time that I've thought of the reality a certain way, my mind produced it, and that's how I saw it. Every time. Every single time. So with this bit of knowledge of me creating and perceiving my entire reality and existence, I realized and I started picking and choosing and saying, damn, when I was this age, I did this. And that's exactly how I looked at life. And that's exactly what I did. When I was this age, I was an alcoholic because I was depressed, or, depressed is a word, but I was down bad on self, not loving self, not acknowledging self, not enlightening self. And so I fucking literally poisoned myself for like 2-3 years straight every day. Okay? But I observed this. But then I come out and I look at, maybe a couple years ago when I started getting off the alcohol, when I started getting back into the gym, back into to trying to focusing on loving self. And I realized I see my mind dictated so many habits and cycles to either change or stay the same throughout this entire thing. I also realized that my mind, my thoughts, if I have thoughts of insecure or sadness or this or that, I started picking them and changing them and saying, well, am I a bitch or am I a divinely fucking badass created engineered fucking being of existence? Which one is it? Am I a pussy bitch that can't handle my own existence, or am I a fucking divinely created magical motherfucker? Which one is it? And then I picked that one, obviously. As you can see these days, the way that I talk, I'm fucking, to me, the way that I am is probably going to be pretty crazy to somebody else. But I don't care. You think I stopped giving a fuck altogether because I know what I'm saying. It's completely, to me, 1000% true of acknowledging what you are in a very positive light and controlling that mind. You want to create a heaven or do you want to create a hell? Do you want to be with the angels? Do you want to be with the angels? Do you want to be with the demons? And it's all within your mind to even perceive any of these things. Do you want to let numbers and symbols from what the secret societies tell you dictate how you feel about things? Let me get this straight. So because a group of beings says, here's this symbol, and this is what it means, I have to just accept it for that? This is where my mind has went to these days. Oh, because because a group of people say that this number here is a bad number and it is controlled and dictated by this evil being entity that I've never even fucking seen. I'm supposed to just give a fuck and be afraid of that shit? Like, that's where my mind is. See, I started off talking about a robot because I was trying to make it into, some type of allegory or a way for you to perceive it in a way that I do, which is we ain't creating shit that's compared to us. We're not. It's not happening. That's what I started the video off with. That's why I wanted to say the things that I did. And then I go down a million different paths as I speak because I freestyle these things and my mind doesn't stick to one thing. This is off the shit, off the cup, off the dome. And I'm going to post it too because I don't give a fuck anymore, bro. I want people to fucking see how precious they are, how magical they are. And a lot of people aren't going to fucking believe me. They're not going to agree with me. They're going to think negatively or ill will of me for simply trying to give them power or trying to give them a powerful notion of existence. Good words to feed their motherfucking psyche, which is going to feed their soul, and their spirit's going to recognize that shit. I know what I'm talking about. You are perceiving a reality through your God-given, unbelievably designed, created body, vessel, mind that you are experiencing. You are. Whoever's watching this video, you are. You're a powerful, magical being that exists. Even you can never, if you want to make it, a nefarious, detrimental outlook on your experience, you can. That's how powerful you are. I've said it a million times. I would always say basically the same things every time because it's what I fucking live every day. It's how I talk to myself all the time. I look around and I'm literally in awe that I'm looking around. I walk around and I'm like, dude, what is walking and how does my fucking mind control this vessel to do it? I do this every day because it's fucking insane that I'm existing. And I wish that the majority of people around me could get to that same conclusion so we could get the fuck over all this fucking dumb shit that we fucking are constantly being plagued with. Even the ones that are plaguing us with complete tyranny, if only they could realize what I feel like is obvious. You're an insanely divine, created, and engineered thing that can literally enlighten the entire world and heal everybody and have an amazing fucking place. And if you say that I'm wrong, fine. Don't believe me. Live in doom and gloom and we'll never create it. We'll never create it. It will never happen because you are, maybe not all of us, but especially for you, if you look at doom and gloom creation, this is going nowhere and we're all fucked, that's going to be your realm. That's going to be your created realm that you're going to be existing within in your mind until you pass over, okay? It's not worth. How about we go, okay, all this craziness is going on around us, but hey, I'm still here. I'm still experiencing time within time as a vessel that can literally quantum, talk about quantum physics. Do you want to talk about time and time, like, dude, you're watching me through a video right now that I'm going to record on, I think it's the 4th of January. If anybody ever sees this beyond the 4th of January, or even just the 4th of January, you're literally perceiving me in the 4th dimension by watching me in a different time zone. And a different time when I made the video, and you can watch it, see me, hear me instantaneously. Have thoughts and opinions and do anything, bro. From watching a video on the phone. Any video you watch, you're watching the 4th dimension instantaneously because time doesn't exist there. Same thing as the phone, okay? Now, it's not like, okay, obviously this is a recording, so it's not the same, but if you can just try to understand what I'm saying from certain levels, it makes sense, okay? It does. I'm not saying that this is the truth and all be all. I'm not a quantum physicist. I'm not claiming anything ever. All I'm saying is this is how I look at the world. This is how I observe us, okay? We are all very, 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 very intelligent. Trust me, all of us. You have to let it come out of you. You have to align with your intelligent side. You have to align with the positive spirit in you. Instead of just going doom and gloom, oh no, we're fucked. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I'm so sad and depressed all the time. Oh, I'm so this. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too this. Y'all, you're a powerful being and you're just programming your brain for not empowerment. Never. That's what, I need to go to therapy. I need to take medication. I need this. I need that. You're programming yourself for all that shit. You listen to somebody else say, I need a pill to feel better. That's you listening. You're allowing another being to basically control you. It's just not how it's supposed to go, man. You're a powerful being. Therapy, what is that? Another being that's also flawed and has their own problems and own traumas? Why would you go to somebody to tell you anything? You have to be your own therapist. Talk out loud, speak out loud, and enlighten yourself. Talk to the ethers, man. You will feel so much better being alone with yourself, talking to the ethers, instead of going to somebody else you're just talking about problems. There's no solutions. You have to talk yourself through these solutions, okay? This one's fucking really random. I'm probably going to post it anyways because it's like it needs to happen. Sometimes it just has to happen, okay? I feel like I have to post. I don't care if no one ever sees it. If I always post when I feel like my spirit wants me to post. When I feel like God and I'm having a conversation, I got to post it. Okay? This is how I live life and think. And I don't care who judges me. I don't care who thinks that I'm crazy. You know, our existence is crazy, bro. Once you really just realize that our whole fucking existence is fucking nuts. Everybody's opposing everybody. Everybody has crazy ideologies. Everybody has crazy ways that they perceive existence. Mine is so rooted in grace and love, and I just want the world to know that. And I'm on your team. No matter what your fucking stupid, opposing lineups are through religions and sciences, I don't really care, man. I exist with you. You're my brother or sister. Okay? That's how I look at life. I would help anybody, bro. Realistically, if it needed to be done, I would help them, because why wouldn't I? Would I want help and need help? Yes. I learned in kindergarten how to share my toys and gifts, and that's what we should all be doing. Love you guys.